Joseph Rubinstein inking, part 2.
I don't know that this was so. I think it was particularly going to be a YouTube thing, so much as something for you to look at when you need to look at it.
It's just a little piece of history.
You know, there's a YouTube with Jim Lee working and Adam Hughes working.
Right.
You know, it's kind of amazing that there are more resources now than ever for people to learn art and study. But that doesn't mean there's necessarily better information, and that the emphasis, it's like, I'd like to have seen Hal Foster do a lecture.
Sure.
Alex Raymond, I'd love to see how Alex Raymond moved his hand when he inked what he inked.
Right. Well, what are some of the things that you think might be disappearing?
What am I, trained monkey? I got to answer your questions?
Yep. We were talking last night about, there's certain things that are just kind of passing away from the old days to contemporary times.
Every damn generation says, you should see the old stuff, and I don't care what they're doing now. You should see what, and all that. I don't know what's passing away. I just know that the emphasis now, with the exceptions of people like Adam Hughes and Lee Weeks and Steve Rude, is not so much traditional drawing as stylized, more comic distortion, more anime influenced and what have you. And now, when they draw Spider-Man, last time I looked, it's not a guy in a spider suit, it's kind of a spider guy. They've just made it the head bigger and the arms longer, and I'm not saying that's inherently bad. It's just what they're doing now. So I guess they decided we don't want people who look like guys in suits jumping around. We want something else. But I think when you see one of the movies, the X-Men, Spider-Man, Wolverine, you never say, "Oh, that Hugh Jackman, he looks so human."
Yeah.
Maybe we should, CG him so that he has a smaller head and longer, whatever. It's like, you're buying that a human being does this stuff. Sure, there are cartoons and things, and like How to Train Your Dragon looked great, and of course there was a million different distortions because it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But if they did the whole thing as a live action with some CG dragons, I'm not sure you'd be so disappointed in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, like last night you showed me that technique on how to make curvy dots with an eraser. Yeah. And I thought, that's a neat little clever thing, and I wonder if anybody does that. And I'm wondering...
People do it because I learned it from somebody else. I don't know if anybody does it anymore. I guess there's... who does curvy dots? I don't know. I know Ramita Jr. does.
Probably out there, but it's just that's probably one of hundreds of little tricks of the trade that
and fingerprints and cellophane. Well, it always reminds me of like, as a young artist, we used to go down to the sea and kill urchins and then use their slime to paste our pages down. So, we use Scotch tape. Oh.
Well, that's the thing. You used to work in the bullpen at Marvel, or you'd work least... Well, people worked in these office spaces where there was, immediate contact. Nowadays, everyone's on the internet.
Right.
And so you kind of wonder... what's missing in this sort of the old style.
Well, Romita, when he was art director at Marvel, had the Romita Raiders.
Yeah.
And I know John would teach his people this or that or the other technique. But like, for instance, if pages were lost, the way they would deal with it is they had copies, and they would put vellum over it and ink this stuff. Well, vellum is a weird surface, and it's wrinkly, and it's hard to look through. And very often the pages just were kind of weird and substandard. Not always. Sometimes you wouldn't know the difference. Now, if a page gets lost, I go to a copy store and make a blue line print onto real paper, and that whole process has been made obsolete, and the new one is much better. So it does make life easier, the modern technology, just like instead of federally expressing something in and you've lost... your deadline, you do it until the next morning, and then you just email it in. So there's all kinds of modern advantages. On the other hand, they're also trying to figure out how to totally replace inkers so that we can be made obsolete as well.
Yes.
So.
Well, I think the Japanese are inventing a robot for that right now.
Well, I mean, all that Photoshop inking stuff, they seem to think that does the job well.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't mean to criticize. I'm just thinking, people want to get a job done and they may not have the training, so.